Back once again, AD on the radio.
Flitter, it's you and the senorita. Whooper blowing up the tweeter, cause it's me up in the speaker. Knocking the mama seat top down like a planner. And the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme say. Running game like a cheater.
So today is the day, Funkhauser. Today is the day where I'm extremely glad that we're on Real Radio 104.1 in Orlando, Florida. Why? Because the audience there is so involved.
There's an audience there?
So huge audience. Ratings like you wouldn't believe. There's little to no point in being a radio station in Orlando if you're not Real Radio 104.1 at this stage in the game. Like, just a ratings behemoth is what they are. And what I really like about that, besides the fact that we joined a month ago, right after the ratings shot through the roof, so now we get to like walk in and be like, yeah, been a hell of a ride, and take credit for it when we had absolutely nothing to do with it. One of the things I like about that is the audience is incredibly involved, and in any other situation, this would kind of feel like right inside baseball. Yeah, being high. Sorry, yeah. The pros over at Real Radio 104.1 remember to turn that button off. I don't. But the folks there are really, really involved. And to any other audience, this might kind of feel like inside baseball. But I think they're going to get it. We are thrilled today to be classing up the joint with a broadcaster from across the pond, one of the biggest radio personalities in all of the Emerald Isle, Shane Smith of Ireland from Ocean FM, isn't it?
Hello, yes. Yes, it is Ocean FM, yeah.
Yeah, is classing up the show today.
Yeah, look at you with your music. Oh, my God. Oh, I just feel like I'm at Homer.
Hopping
this is the
down
kind of music that we play all of the time.
Green meadows and eating your Lucky Charms. There it was.
You know we don't. Do you know what? We don't have Lucky Charms in Ireland.
You don't?
We don't have Lucky Charms in Ireland.
Well, you got to look at the end of the rainbow, though.
Yeah,
for
I
that,
know. Exactly. But,
I was very surprised when, as a young lad, I moved to England and looked for English muffins, and they didn't have them there. And I was like, well, maybe they're just called muffins. Maybe not, but they had nothing even vaguely resembling an English muffin.
It's like Chinese food in China.
Yeah,
they just call it food. You know?
Yeah. But we are very excited to be classing up the joint with
you don't get
a broadcaster from across the pond. Shane Smith of Ocean FM in Ireland. Now, there's a reason why Shane Smith is here. There's a reason why he was free, that he didn't have to show up for his air shift back home in the Emerald Isle. Shall we play the piece of audio of him saying he's going away for a little bit, Funkhauser?
Sure, here we go.
FM.
All right. So, you probably know at this point, thanks to Francie for the phone call earlier on. I'm sorry about saying things on the air that I shouldn't have said, but I didn't realise I was live, but thank you. So I am taking a break for a couple of months just to kind of concentrate on Discover Bundoran stuff and tourism and what have you. And I'll be back a little bit later on this year, but taking a break for now. And just wanted to say thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks for all your texts, and really appreciate everybody being there for me over the past 2 years. Not the end. Back again in about November time, I think is the plan at the moment. Pádraig Byrne will be looking after you all from Monday afternoon, and you're in no better hands, I tell you, than Pádraig, and he'll be with you from 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. So I wanted to end off with a kind of an appropriate song that doesn't say goodbye, it just says see you again. So I'll talk to you very soon.
So not trying to be funny, not trying to be funny in any way, shape, or form, but for the people that have problems with an accent, look, Train Spotting needed subtitles.
What did he just say?
Country. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, I'm not that bad.
The hell's going on here?
No, but for anyone that missed the gist of the conversation, that was Shane going like, yeah, you heard what I said on the radio. I didn't realize I was live. I'm going to be going away for a little bit. And I should be back around November. I'm going to concentrate on other things, whether I want to or not. We have unearthed the audio of him saying something that he ought not to have said on the radio. And what exactly do you suppose he said, Funkhauser?
I don't know. I could tell you, but I don't want to.
Oh, maybe we should leave it to the end of the show. But either way, we are thrilled to have with us Shane Smith, a broadcasting legend in his native Ireland, here with us today on the show.
My head is not going to fit out the door.
He's found himself gloriously available to read our news thanks to his oopsie in his home country, and I guess the FCC hasn't caught up with what he's done, so he's allowed to be on the air here. So
you have
we're
one
all
of those
good
there?
today.
We have an equivalent, but they don't care really. They really don't.
No, they really don't. It's not well. They don't care. They care a little because you're here and you're available. But anyways, we're here today with Shane Smith, and we're really looking forward to him class up the joint, reading the news in an accent that will cause panties to drop all across America. Be good stuff. Listening to your show, even that little clip of it, it's just like it's so much more professional than anybody that cracks a mic for a living around here. Like in England and in Great Britain, they do actual programs. Like they put thought into things. They produce bits. It's a whole sort of like very well measured out situation, foreign broadcasting. And when you come here, it's just a bunch of yahoos being like, "What do you want to talk about today?" I don't know.
Tell me about anything.
I got trench foot again from eating too much meat and not enough vegetables. How's about that? Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Woo-wee. Does like that? That's radio over here. That's award-winning radio, and it's so impressive and intimidating to have somebody that does the other kind of radio where people actually prepare and get ready. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we're looking forward to having you. We're looking forward to having you read the news in just a little bit. How are you? How are you liking Los Angeles?
You know, I generally like Los Angeles, except this time it is just so hot, and we don't have heat like this in Ireland at all. And
no,
it's just rather hot, and I've been spending a lot of time indoors in air conditioning because going outside is just insanity. It's so hot. But if I was here a week or two ago, I think it was even hotter. So I think I'm coming on the cooling down period. So I'm hoping by the weekend, I might be able to go outside and stuff. But no, I love Los Angeles. I really do. I really like it. I really like it here.
That's good. Then you come over here for show businessy things. Didn't you? I have to get the right amount of gravity in my voice when I say this. Don't you have a meeting with Ryan Seacrest whilst you're here?
Oh,
I may have.
What is this?
What?
You know, we went to a department store today in search of the Ryan Seacrest wardrobe.
We did.
He has a new line of clothes.
Oh, really?
Except that you need to own a bank,
Right.
Yeah, it's
in order to purchase same.
So you wanted to get yourself some Ryan Seacrest gear so you can show up for your meeting with him dressed in his clothes? Isn't that a little on the nose?
No.
This? It's yours. Oh, really? Is it? Oh, tall. This just happens to be your tie, does it?
Potato. No, I needed new clothes.
Right.
But they were quite expensive, so we didn't end up purchasing at all anything, in fact. So there you go.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying your stay here in the colonies across the pond.
We did do some nerding earlier on with we went to Back to the Future stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
Because there's a big date coming up.
It's a big day on Wednesday, 21st of October. 2015 was the day they went forward in Back to the Future 2. So we went to see some of the filming locations around Pasadena and stuff. So it was cool. Yeah.
I think a lot of movie theaters are showing that for one night only. You gonna go? That sounds like a good time to me.
Definitely. Have to see it while I'm here.
I dressed like Marty McFly. I modeled myself after Marty McFly when I was a kid. I had the skateboard, I had the denim jacket with the shirt underneath it, with the arms rolled up so that you could see the shirt underneath it rolled up around the sleeves. And I never managed
Red Life
to
Preserver.
I did not have the red life preserver, but I had the denim jacket with the shirt underneath it, and that was good enough for me. And I walked around with a skateboard, convinced that I was Marty McFly. I played guitar, I was in a band, I had a skateboard, and that was it for me. I was McFly, and there was no changing it. That movie made such a huge impression on me. The entirety of the 8th grade, it was the dominant force in my life. It is a fantastic series of films, and of course, I don't know. Third one or the second? Which one's your favorite?
Oh, no. No. This is the age-old question. I was always fond of number 2, but yeah, I think number 2. If I was to put it out there, number 2. I think yeah. Me too. Yeah, I think so.
What about you?
The first one's amazing for me. Number 2 kind of sags in the middle a little bit. Like, there is the iconic hoverboard scene that is pretty much what everybody thinks of when they think of Back to the Future, and that sticks with you forever. But the first one's amazing. Second one sort of sags in the middle, and the third is just so unbelievably triumphant. It's just like it's amazing. So I'm gonna go with the first one, just because they're all brilliant, they're all incredible, they're all life changing. But the first one was the one that hooked me, and that was it. And plus, the first one had the scene at the end where he plays like Eddie Van Halen. And that just, it's funny. I interviewed the lead singer at AWOL Nation a little while ago, and I was like, so if you had to pick one thing, one record or one singer or going to one show or one television performance of a band performing live, what would it be that made you go, music is it, I have to do music for a living? And it wasn't a band, it wasn't a performer, it was watching Marty McFly play at the end of Back to the Future 1. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that that's the case with a lot of musicians in this day and age. If you're of a certain age where you were a kid when the Back to the Future movies came out, I'm going to guess that made a lot of people pick up a guitar. I think it made a huge contribution to pop culture and also probably to music everywhere.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely.
So, yeah. Ask a simple question, Funkhauser, get a pageant. But I would say Back to the Future 1. What about you?
Oh, wait, 2?
2.
Yeah.
Two? It's a hoverboard. No, hoverboard is hard to beat.
And power laces.
Yeah. When we get back, we will find out exactly what Shane said that made him available to do this show. He's been a bit of a naughty boy. Potato. Today in the show, vegetarians eat meat when they're drunk, Canada will deport Randy Quaid, an unexpected superfood can help you live to the age of 116, and after saying something that he shouldn't have said on the air, one of Ireland's finest broadcasters, Shane Smith, has found himself at a bit of a loose end, and we snap up the foul-mouthed Mick and have him guest read the news. Say hello, Shane, and keep it clean.
All right, can I just say it is an absolute honour for me to be broadcasting here with you absolute bunch of
where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Every day you're going and working, running that rat race and that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya, company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want.
So today in the show, you're gonna notice a new voice hanging around. We are getting infinitely more classy. The intellectual tone of what's going on around here has been considerably raised by the fact that we are joined by one of Ireland's premier broadcasters, one Shane Smith. Welcome to the show, Shane Smith.
Why, thank you very much, AD.
All right.
It's not even the right accent.
You don't even know the sound effects. Oh my God.
You sound like a queen. I was going to say you sound like a queen. You sound like the queen. And I would imagine Shane doesn't bow to the queen, being of the Irish stock that he is.
The other side, yes.
Yeah. So we should probably explain why Shane is available, being one of the premier broadcasters in Ireland. Why then did he not have to show up for his air shift in his home Ireland on Ocean FM? Why are we having his services availed to us at this particular juncture in the proceedings? Well, Shane had a bit of an oopsie in his home country of Ireland on the air and had to take a little bit of a break. Let's hear him explain that, shall we, Funkhauser?
Ocean FM.
All right. So, you probably know at this point, thanks to Francie for the phone call earlier on, and sorry about saying things on the air that I shouldn't have said, but I didn't realise I was live, but thank you. So I am taking a break for a couple of months just to kind of concentrate on Discover Bundoran stuff and tourism and what have you, and I'll be back a little bit later on this year, but taking a break for now, and just wanted to say thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks for all your texts, and really appreciate everybody being there for me over the past 2 years. Not the end. Back back again in about November time, I think, is the plan at the moment. Pádraig Byrne will be looking after you all from Monday afternoon, and you're in no better hands, I tell you, than Pádraig, and he'll be with you from 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. So I wanted to end off with a kind of an appropriate song that doesn't say goodbye. It just says, see you again.
That's good.
So I'll talk to you very soon.
That's good. That's good.
I think like Shane didn't want us to play the whole bit, but I just had to hear it all the way through to the end to hear him say his borderline tearful goodbye as the piano came in the background, almost like the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, like the sad walking away music in the Incredible Hulk television show back in the 70s. Shane Smith had a bit of an oops on the air, and I think Shane, we found the audio of you saying something that you oughtn't have said on the air, and we're get that button ready.
It's ready.
Yeah, we've got a loose Irish cannon around here, so you should have that at the ready at all times. But I think we're going to get into exactly what Shane Smith said later, after we get into the meat of the show. Speaking of meat, Funkhauser. This is a story that has piqued my interest, and it's not the usual hard-hitting stuff that we do around these parts. But you just had your 60-day, 2-month anniversary with Canadian Jane, correct?
Yes, that is happening.
Oh, Canada.
60 days has happened, and the warranty is now null and void. Why do you bring this up?
I bring this up because, well, what's one of Canadian Jane's defining features, or one of her defining characteristics?
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble. She's very tall.
No.
She looks like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Dietary
Oh, she's
stuff?
a vegan. Yeah, she's not a meat eater, of course.
Yeah. So you, which means you've been introduced to the concept of kale for the last 60 days.
Oh, yeah.
Which, as we've discussed, no matter how much they call it a superfood, no matter how much they serve it at fancy restaurants, it's a vile weed that nobody really enjoys. Like vegans that are eating that going like, I just love a kale salad. No, you don't. That's all you got. Rice cakes and kale, and you pretend to like... You know what kale is? Kale is like a hipster band. Like, it's one of those bands that nobody actually likes, but they got to write up on Pitchfork or some obnoxious website like that, and everyone's like at the show going like, oh, look at all the cool people here that really like this band. I'm going to pretend to like it to fit in, but really every single person in that room is going, this sucks. This is genuinely terrible. Bon Iver based an entire career off of this phenomena, and kale is the Bon Iver of things that you can put in your mouth. Nobody really likes it. It's just become cool.
Sweetie kale, just eat on me.
It is disgusting. Now, you've been eating a lot of kale over the past 60 days thanks to your relationship with Canadian vegan Jane, correct?
Yeah. Let's just put kale in everything, including, cereal.
Do you think that she, when her guard is down, after having imbibed some Pain Go Bye-Bye juice, do you think that maybe she sneaks the occasional meat-related snack?
No. Sometimes she's a little loose, she says, when, she's out. And she doesn't ask if there's sour cream in this,
Uh-huh.
Is there egg in this? I'm not going to ask.
Right, yeah. Is there egg album? And, I was a vegan for years. I had hippie parents. I had no choice. It was something that was thrust upon me. And I will tell you how I broke and started eating meat a little later on in the show. But the reason I bring this up is because apparently a very large percentage of vegetarians and vegans, when they get drunk, love nothing more than chowing down on a large stick of beef, fortunately for Funkhauser. So we're going to discuss vegetarians getting drunk and falling off the meat wagon, so to speak, a little later on the show. Plus, Shane's giant oopsie. But when we return, we have the news read by the classiest guest ever to read the news. Thank you so much for hanging out. Tweet us all at EDSXE, at FunkFM. What's your Twitter handle, Shane?
At Shane Irish Guy.
What did he just say?
At Shane Irish Guy. Or Potato. One of the above.
I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me when I feel
Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah. You've been talking about me for a long time.
So we are joined in the show today by celebrated Irish broadcaster Shane Smith of Ocean FM in Ireland, who is gracing us with his presence today. Why? Because he said something he shouldn't have said on the air in Ireland, and he's found himself suddenly available to hang out with us. So what did he do with his time? He made a trip to the City of Angels and visited his pal Funkhauser. And for that reason, we have the classiest guest reader of news that we've ever had on the show. If you're just tuning in, ladies, you're going to need a change of underwear after this. Bearing that in mind, today in the show, I wanted to talk a little bit to Funkhauser about his girlfriend, Canadian Jane, and the fact that she's a vegan, only because it was recently discovered that 1/3 of all vegans and vegetarians fall off the wagon and chow down on a big pile of meat when they are drunk. And he said he hasn't observed this behavior in her, but I'm curious to find out if moving forward he's now going to keep an eye on her after she's gotten a little sloshed out and about and see if she's like, yeah, carrot, beef stick, same thing. Nom, 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 nom.
She said once or twice in her very distant past that she's fallen off the wagon here and there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was a vegan for 12 years because I had hippie parents, and I'll let you know what it was that made me break in a little bit. Right now, though, let's get into what I'm sure will be the meat of the show, if you will, with Shane Smith reading the news. Our My Witness News, in no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Shane, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
And what is going on in the world? Oh, wait, hold on. Just super quick. I don't know if you've heard this, but this is almost essential when it comes to surviving your visit to Los Angeles.
Be careful of the gangs, folks. I don't know if you know this. If you're driving at night, you see someone with their headlights off. Do not flash them with your headlights. It's some sort of gang initiation, right? They'll go after you. So now if I'm driving at night, I see someone with their headlights off. I shoot them.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's safety first, living out here. I actually experienced my first earthquake a few months ago, and a little embarrassing. Right after it happened, right away, I started looting. Things are a little awkward around the apartment complex. I'm having to return items to neighbors. Yeah, I thought that was a big one. I thought there'd be no survivors, to be quite honest. I don't know what a 3.2 is. Here's your cat.
So there you go. Comedian Tom Clark providing you with a Los Angeles survival guide.
Excellent.
So back to the news then.
Apparently we're going with the news. Canada will deport Randy Quaid to the U.S., apparently.
Yeah. They caught him. I think he was Randy Quaid. And you forget that Randy Quaid is like a legitimate movie star. He's been nominated for Golden Globes and Oscars and BAFTAs.
I'm a pilot.
Yeah.
I can fly.
But you know what I've written down beside this? I've written down Jim Carrey. And do you know why I've written down Jim Carrey? Because Jim Carrey plays the same character in every movie, and so does Randy Quaid.
Oh, there's that. Yeah,
it's
that's
the
totally
same
true.
character, the same drunken character.
See, I think that's that's ideal acting. Like, some people can become different folks and morph into different people, and then you just get the folks that play the same guy every single time.
Liam Neeson.
They're paid to play themselves, and that seems like a pretty sweet gig because I can't act to save my life. But if someone said, "Hey, can you be AD?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no problem. Where do I sign and how much does it pay?" But yeah, Canada will be deporting Randy Quaid to the U.S. They caught him trying to sneak over the border into Vermont, and he got arrested, I think, for being a public nuisance was the official charge. But it brings up a very interesting point. If they get to return our D-bags, can we not do the same with Justin Bieber? I think it makes total sense. Back to Canada you go, you little lesbian haircutted spawn of Satan.
Where were you now when I met?
Yeah.
Go on.
Shall we go on with the next story then?
Sure.
Taylor Swift has the most Instagram followers.
Yeah.
I presume that means in the world ever.
In the world ever.
I'm just
More
checking.
than me, Kim Kardashian? A lot more than me?
Yeah, more than Kim Kardashian. You guys are both fellow broadcasters. Do you consider Instagramming to be a part of your job?
I like to Instagram. I like to do the Twitter and the Instagram and the Facebook. That's about as much as I do, because I think that having 3 social media accounts is enough. I have 668 followers, apparently.
On Instagram?
Yes.
Funkhauser, you do the Instagram thing, right?
Yeah. I like it because boobs.
Right.
I like Instagram.
Yeah, that's good. The Instagram's cool. The digital types around the office came to me a little while ago and were like, "Hey, AD, social media is now part of your job, and Twitter's not bad. Your Twitter's sort of okay. Your Twitter's all right. Your Facebook is, well, it's passable. What the hell is up with your Instagram? It absolutely sucks." So I actually did some research on this, and I found myself to be at a tremendous disadvantage when it comes to making headway in the world of Instagram, not being an attractive female that looks good in yoga pants. I'm kind of SOL on that front. But I tried to figure out, what really moved the needle in terms of Instagram, and that's when I found out. Taylor Swift has the most Instagram followers, more than Kim Kardashian. I think Kim has plans to regain the lead with glorious, artistically sound, high-definition photos of the Los Angeles skyline, though.
She has, Taylor Swift has 50.9 million followers. And she's only following 78 people.
How many does Kim Kardashian have?
Hold, please. Do we want to guess? Let's play. Guess how many followers she has.
Wait, Taylor has how many?
50.9 million, so almost 51 million.
Almost 51 million.
Yes.
All right. What's your guess, Funkhauser, on Kim Kardashian's Instagram?
200 million.
No, well, if
no, she has less. See, like 59 is actually less than 200. Funkhauser.
Yeah.
58.
You're gonna guess 50. You're gonna guess 58.
What's your guess, then, AD?
I'm gonna guess she has 55 million.
If Taylor Swift has 55, the most in the world at 50.9. Then
I thought you said 59.
50.9.
Oh, 50.
Oh, 50.9. Yeah. All right, I'm going to guess that Kim Kardashian is 45 million.
No. Funkhauser.
For 50.5.
She has 48.9 million followers.
48.9 million. Well, like I said, she can regain the lead with gloriously high-definition, artistically sound pictures of the Los Angeles skyline. Or, more shots of her butt. Either or. Potato.
Exactly. Paul Stanley of Kiss may retire.
Yeah, I heard about this. I heard Paul Stanley of Kiss might be retiring, and they might get a new person to be the Star-Lord or whatever the hell they call him.
Oh no, Kiss are the ones with the long tongues?
Yeah, one of them has a famous.
That's Gene Simmons, isn't it?
That's Gene Simmons, who is a member of Kiss. Yes, it's true. I don't know, but
did they put an ad in the paper? Long tongue required.
Well, no, the long tongue is sticking around.
Right.
Paul Stanley, he's the one retiring, and I think his replacement needs to be a man with bizarre face paint and crazy hair. So, if Trump doesn't get the gig as president, we just found his next job.
Face paint.
Yeah. Go on, please.
A Backstreet Boys Spice Girls reunion tour is in the works. But
what?
But did they ever tour in the first place? Well, they must have done.
Oh yeah, they
did. They together?
Did, yeah.
Together? I don't know.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys / Spice Girls reunion tour is in the works.
I guess maybe they're each individual group is reuniting and then going on tour
Spice
together.
Women, Backstreet Men.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
I saw the Backstreet Boys in Dublin. Not recently, but in the since they kind of went away for a long time and then they came back. And I'll admit it, I was a Backstreet Boys fan, but it wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
A little bit out of tune, I thought. Yeah. But I'm sure some people will be excited about that.
See, 90s Ginger Spice is if you put the number 9 into my Google, 90s Ginger Spice comes right up. I spent a good deal of my
web or images.
Images all the way. It's like, what, you think I want to read her words? No.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Yeah, what I Oh, exceedingly well played, sir. That just justified the entire trip from Ireland. Funkhauser. Yes.
I win the show.
You did, yeah. And it's early still. That's great.
Yeah, it's early still. But yeah, no, like I'm no word of a lie. I went to Google image search something not long ago, and I typed the word 9 because I wanted to type 90s I was trying to find a whole bunch of pictures of 90s bands for one of the other jobs that I do around here. And I typed in the number 9, and immediately 90s pictures of Ginger Spice popped up in the search thing, and there she was. I didn't realize that Google knew my habits.
Would she be the least known of the Spice Girls?
Ginger?
Yeah.
I mean, Ginger? Ginger Spice would be the least.
And there was Baby. And
I would say Sporty and Baby. Who the hell knows who they are? Everybody knows who Ginger Spice is, my friend. Why? Because she posed naked before she was in the Spice Girls, and we've all seen those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And some of us may be looking at them right now.
So it's time to read the next headline, I think.
But yeah. Backstreet Boys Spice Girls reunion tour in the works. Exciting news for people who love both 90s nostalgia and terrible music. It'll be a good time.
Spice Girls, anyway. Okay, a 116-year-old Alabama woman eats one very specific food every day. Now, I don't know what this food is. Do you know what this food is?
Yeah.
So we have to guess then. Me and Funkhauser have to guess.
Not only this, but this 116-year-old Alabama woman is now officially the oldest person on the face of the planet.
I was going to say she must be, yeah.
Yeah, she's 116 years old, and she eats one food every single day. Her name is Susanna Jones. Well, I mean, only one food on a daily basis, but she eats this food every single day. Don't know what else is in her diet, but at 116, one superfood, if you will, and it's not kale, has kept her... she's taken many lickings and kept on ticking. At 116, this one superfood has kept Susanna Jones of Alabama, I think she lives in Brooklyn now, alive. What do you suppose that food is?
Okay, let's play guess the food.
Kale?
Is it
not kale?
Is it a fruit?
It is not fruit.
Is it kale?
Is it a fish?
No, it's nothing like...
It's peanuts.
Peanut butter.
No.
Chocolate?
No,
we can guess all night.
Now you're going down the right road with the whole chocolate thing because it's something that you would not necessarily not sugar, but something that no one would consider to be a health food. Not one of those superfoods that's supposed to keep you alive until long after you're supposed to be dead. It's like it's not one of those. It's something surprising.
No, it's not going to be a drink.
No.
I don't know. It's not a. I don't know.
We give up.
We give up.
Excellent news for lovers of salted pork products. Susanna Jones, 116 years old, oldest person on the face of the planet. Susanna Jones, 116, of Alabama, eats bacon every single day.
Bacon?
And she would, bacon. She says she'd eat it all day if she could.
Wow. 116.
Yep. 116 eats bacon every day, and you can learn more about it in the latest issue of Suck It Vegans Monthly.
Okay. There's a new internet craze, I can't wait to see this one, where people strip naked and pose like frozen chickens.
Yeah.
Where do you get this stuff, man? Gee.
An internet craze that involves death and poultry. I'm in. Sounds like maybe that'll get my Instagram numbers up.
So I'm trying to even imagine it. I don't even want to Google it.
To Google, yeah. No, new internet craze, people strip naked, pose like frozen chickens. So, in your face, idiots who claim the internet is becoming some sort of vapid, culture-free wasteland. That'll learn you.
This is going to be like the Ice Bucket Challenge, maybe. You wouldn't know. Okay, this next thing is going to be huge.
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 Donald Trump is going to host SNL on the 7th of November.
Yeah, Donald Trump hosting Saturday Night Live. He did it once before in 2004. This time he thinks it's going to be better. Mostly because Horatio Sands is gone. Man, I sure hope they take the opportunity to do some totally original jokes about a wacky hairdo.
Real 101 Radio 104.1.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Hey, Funkhauser.
What?
Do you have that? Do you have the Shane Smith audio ready?
You mean the guy from Ocean FM? Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, Shane Smith of Ocean FM, one of the most celebrated broadcasters in all of his home country of Ireland, has joined us on the show today. Classing up the joint is what he's doing, classing it up. It has been the best reading of any news that we've ever had before.
Hey.
And
Careful.
by any guest, you know, if you let me finish my sentence, a lot of the time it'll be a lot less offensive. This is a conversation I have via email with an awful lot of people that listen to the show. It's like, hey, if you let me finish, if you listen to me drone on for 45 minutes, I believe the conclusion at the end will make us all happy. So, but yeah, no, the reason that we have this eminently classier version of a guest reader of the news, Funkhauser, is because, well, Shane Smith is on a bit of a forced sabbatical from his radio station Ocean FM in Ireland. Why? Well, let's play the clip for people that haven't heard it of him saying goodbye.
So, you probably know at this point, thanks to Francie for the phone call earlier on, and sorry about saying things on the air that I shouldn't have said, but I didn't realise I was live, but thank you. So I am taking a break for a couple of months.
Oh, it's okay.
Whether Shane likes it or not, we've dug up what he wound up saying on the air. Now, it's a bit of a controversial thing because you weren't on the air when you let it slip. Somebody called you. It was one of your coworkers pranking you over the air. Oh, well, no, he was on the air. But you weren't the one. You got a phone call.
I was in my car.
Yeah, one of your chucklehead broadcaster friends thought it would be a real treat for everyone to prank call you and put it on the air. And that's when the oopsie that allowed you to join us here on the radio in Los Angeles occurred. And we've done you the courtesy of digging that piece of audio up, and we'll share it with people that are interested later on in the show.
I
but
look
until
forward
then,
to hearing it later on. Now, we were driving over here, and Funkhauser mentioned that your surname is Roundtree, and he's also said that you lived in the UK for a while. And I put two and two together, and I was like, Roundtree, the chocolate people.
Yeah, Roundtree.
Like,
yeah. You like Kit Kats?
I do like Kit Kats.
Well, let me just be the first to say you're welcome.
I also have my earliest childhood memory is to do with Roundtree chocolate, believe it or not.
Your earliest childhood memory?
I don't remember much from my childhood. I remember morbidly my grandfather's funeral when I was 7 years old. But when I was 2 years old, not even 2 years old, my mom was in the hospital having my brother. And my dad brought me in to see mom and my new little baby brother. And the lady who was in the bed next to my mom gave me a packet of Munchies.
Oh, Munchies are good.
Oh man, they're the best, and they're still available today because I had a packet last week. And they're little square chocolates. There's maybe about 12 of them in a packet, in a red packet, and they're really, really nice. And that is my absolute. It was the first time I'd ever had Munchies, and I don't know why I remember that story so much, but it is my earliest childhood memory. So thank you.
Oh, you're entirely welcome. Munchies are freaking delicious. They're like milk chocolate coated.
And there's kind of little nut kind of thing in them as well. They're nice.
It's like sort of it's caramel and a biscuit, I think. Sort of like for people that...
Yes. The original variety of Munchies are individual milk chocolate coated sweets with a caramel and biscuit center, according to Wikipedia. Yeah. So it must be true.
Yeah. So that hopefully that allows Americans that haven't had an opportunity to experience the deliciousness to understand. Kit Kat is the creation that my family came up with that traveled the most. It was the most internationally successful chocolate bar of all time or something like that. So, yeah, my family invented Kit Kat. But they do a lot of other really good things like fruit wine gums and fruit pastels are freaking delicious. And After Eight Mints are the bomb diggity, my friend.
Are After Eight Mints over here?
I don't think they in some stores that have sort of like an international grocery store section, you can get that. But yeah, no, After Eight Mints are these little sort of like, I guess the closest equivalent we have over here is like a Junior Mint or a Peppermint Patty where it's mint and it's chocolate. But these are super thin. Thin. I say that because I'm leading into say they're only wafer thin. They're super thin chocolate mints and they're delicious. There's a downside though to being related to the family that invented the Kit Kat bar, and that is what no one realizes when they dig this piece of information up on me, and they always do, is that my family was bought out by. You can continue with the storytelling music, Funkhauser. I like it.
Okay, fine, sure, okay.
Everybody automatically assumes when they hear that your last name is Roundtree and that your family were in fact the folks that invented the Kit Kat bar.
You bath in chocolate every night.
Well, girls especially, it's a real panty dropper because they automatically assume I've got unlimited money in chocolate. Okay. Both things that I find females enjoy. Here's the thing. I never got a freaking cent, and I can't get anything for free because the Swiss bastards over at Nestle's bought Rowntrees out in the 80s. And I was living in England at the time, but I was very young, and... or was I? I don't know. I don't know what year it happened. But all I know is that my father, when he was 16 years old... got a call.
According to Wikipedia.
Yeah, so I'm like 8 years old. I'm living in England, and then they get bought. And my father had done the whole thing. He'd gone to the Rowntree factory. He'd taken the tour. When my father was 16 years old, he got a call saying, like, hey, your father didn't want it, my grandfather. Would you like to be the guy who's next in line to run Rowntrees? And my dad was like, no, I'm 16. What the hell are you talking about? And so he passed it up. Something I've never forgiven him for. But because of the fact that he was related to the family at the time, he used to get massive boxes of Kit Kat and stuff like that at Christmas time. They would just show up on the doorstep, and I never got any of that because they sold to Nestle's in 1988. I get no free candy. I have none of the inheritance that women expect me to have. So it's like it's this double-edged sword where people go, you must have unlimited money in chocolate. You're part of the Rowntree chocolate dynasty. You must do. You
live
must
in a
be
chocolate
all right, mate.
house.
Yeah. You must be all right, mate. I'm like, no, not so much. It's a little disappointing for all concerned.
This feels understand.
Real Radio 104.1. Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
So we have the glorious Irish pipes of Shane Smith guesting with us in the studio today. One of Ireland's premier broadcasters of Ocean FM fame, Shane Smith, has found himself available whether he wanted to be or not, which is why he's hanging out on the show today, guest reading the news and trading stories and things of that nature. Now, Funkhauser, do you have the original clip of Shane Smith explaining that he's going to be gone for a little bit from his gig over there?
Yes, here it is.
Ocean FM.
All right. So, you probably know at this point. Thanks to Francie for the phone call earlier on. And sorry about saying things on the air that I shouldn't have said, but I didn't realise I was live, but thank you. So I am taking a break for a couple of months just to kind of concentrate on Discover Bundoran stuff and tourism and what have you. And I'll be back a little bit later on this year, but taking a break for now. And just wanted to say thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks for all your texts, and really appreciate everybody being there for me.
Yeah, tanks.
You know what I really admire? The classy way in which she dealt with the whole situation. Because, like, here in America, if a broadcaster did something similar to what happened to you on the air, which I got to say wasn't necessarily even really your fault.
No.
But when you hear the clip of the thing that should not have been said on the air, you'll see it wasn't necessarily even Shane's fault. But when you were explaining the situation that you had to, quote unquote, go away for a little bit, you're so sort of like chill, laid back, and matter of fact about it. And if that was in America, they would have cut all the music in the background. There would have been nothing else going on. And it would have been like, I'm deeply apologetic for everything that has transpired over the last couple of days, and I'm going to be taking a sabbatical to, well, really focus on prayer and the Lord, and I would really sort of consider my life, because clearly I've gone badly awry in some places, and I thank you for your support. I will be back as soon as you're ready to have me. And that's really them going, I'm almost fired, crap. But that's what you have to do over here. You're just like, yeah, so you probably heard this thing.
Yeah.
So I really admire the poise with which you dealt with all that.
Thank you.
Well,
you know, we try our best. Are you going to play the thing?
Funkhauser, you got it?
Yeah, you want to hear the thing?
Do you have the beep button ready? Just
let me just make sure that
you got it.
Is it loud? Big deal here.
Turn
Funkhauser's Irish friend, Funkhauser's Irish friend, celebrated broadcaster, relieved of his gig, comes over to California to forget about the situation for a little bit. And what do? We're like, hey, want to come into our show, work for free, and be painfully reminded of why you're here? Okay, let's do that, being the sensitive, caring individuals that we are. Let's have a listen, shall we?
The Francie Boylan Show, weekdays from 11 a.m.
Ocean FM.
Sure.
What we're trying to do is Shane Smith is finishing up today, and we're trying to ring him. Sure, now he could be listening, and we were going to surprise.
So this is your co-worker trying to prank call you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it's live. We don't pre-record anything.
See what he answers. Now. He's probably if he's listening, sure, it's no good.
You think it's just somebody calling?
Hello.
Yeah. How you doing?
How's it going?
How you getting on?
How you getting on?
Should I put this in context before we go any further?
Where are you?
I'm just...
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah,
put it in
okay, so
context,
my other job is I work in tourism promotion, and I run the tourist office in a little town called Bundoran, which is on the northwest coast of Ireland. It is the surf capital of Ireland, and we're a very popular holiday and seaside resort. So I run the tourist office, and people would often call the tourist office looking for accommodation for the weekend, for a hotel accommodation or self-catering or whatever, and then they would expect me to find
So
it.
You think it's one of those people calling you?
Yeah, exactly.
But you know it's not. You know it's your buddy pranking you, right?
I was driving
you
back
have
from
a
lunch.
sense.
I was a little distracted as I was driving. The number came up on the screen, but the Ocean have this weird telephone system that it doesn't come up from a main number. It comes up from a mobile-looking number. So I kind of glanced at it and answered it, but I wasn't sure if it was them or not. And then I just got completely thrown by the different voice. I was expecting somebody to come with a package to me to the office, who would also be very capable of calling me and talking in a funny accent and making me say things that I shouldn't.
Sure.
So basically, you thought it was maybe one of your buddies prank calling you, but the thought that it was it was
actually
a display of
it didn't cross my mind that we might have been live on the radio.
Yeah, you knew it was probably a prank call. You didn't think that your coworkers would display such a stunning lack of professionalism in putting you live on the air. Okay, let's hear how this all plays out, Funkhauser.
Where are you?
Looking for accommodation in Bundoran.
What's that?
I'm looking for accommodation in Bundoran.
Are you now?
Ah.
What kind of accommodation are you looking for?
A house.
John, go, will you?
Shane. Well, Shane, it's Francie here in Ocean. How are you getting on?
Oh,
Sorry, I thought you knew it was me. Come here, we just wanted to wish you all the very best. You're leaving today.
All right, so I'm pretty hitting the cart then.
Oh, no. God, my heart. Oh.
He's leaving. You're the one in trouble.
Shane, I don't have no job either. Come here. We just wanted to wish you all the best. You're finishing up today after 3 months.
After 2 years.
Sorry.
Yeah, now you got them all mixed up, right?
Talk about falling apart. It was fun.
I think in the dictionary under nervous laugh, I would I put an audio
photograph.
Oh, way to go, you stupid son of a bitch. Now there's people making fun of you across the other side of the world. Way to go. Funkhauser, you should probably bleep it when I say stupid son of as well.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
And that time.
Yeah, that time as well. Okay.
So I'm on sabbatical, and as I said, I do work another job, and I've been working the two of them side by side for 2 years, and I was just exhausted. So needed a little time to concentrate on one job and having a life. So I'm still trying to find that life, but anyway, there you go.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully you found a little bit of it here. He's probably like, oh, yeah, thanks a lot. Come to America on vacation, and this is what I'm faced with. While you're at it, why don't you give me a nice big paper cut and pour lemon juice all over? That would be a fantastic thing. Well, the good thing is, when you get fired in Great Britain, you don't have to worry about the whole issue of health insurance, as illustrated by comedian Byron Bowers.
Tell us more.
I still don't have no health insurance, I don't, which I should, because as a young black man, I'm accident prone, according to the police. But health insurance, it wasn't a priority to me, Like, I'd rather have cell phone insurance than health insurance. That makes sense? Like, I'd rather have Apple Care than Obamacare. Because I'm pretty healthy, but if I drop my phone and the screen crack, I'm sick as hell. And Obamacare don't cover that. I asked. You don't have insurance, you got to do stuff differently, It changed my lifestyle. Like, I pee sitting down more. I ain't scared to admit it. I pee sitting down more. It's better for my knees. It eases tension in my lower back. I be sitting down like, wow. This is why women live longer than men, right here. They pee sitting down. It's better for time management. Both of my hands are free. I could pee and tweet at the same time. This is brilliant.
Anywho.
I'm pretty sick right now. My
At Shane Irish
broken,
Guy, by the way, on Twitter. Thank you.
How much time do we have left, Funkhauser?
Well, we got some time, like 5-6 minutes.
All right, cool. Well, let's talk about your girlfriend, shall we?
My girlfriend.
Canadian Jane.
All right, then.
The only one... The only vegan that I actually know now. It felt like back in the day when I was a kid, everybody was a vegan, and maybe that's just idealistic youth. Like, everyone was a vegan or a vegetarian. Now, Canadian Jane is the only vegan that I know of, and I don't really technically know her. I know of her. And, well, here's the thing that I'm wondering about Canadian Jane. Here's something to bust out next time your vegetarian or vegan girlfriend gets all judgy and tries to make you eat kale. Funkhauser, this is worth your price of admission here today. There's a very good chance they're a total hypocrite, only because website recently surveyed more than 1,700 vegetarians, and of those 1,700 vegetarians, 37% admitted that they eat meat when they get drunk. And you think Canadian Jane does that?
Probably. She said it once or twice that that's a thing.
There's a drunken indiscretion.
Don't tell anybody, okay? It's our little secret. It's not by Burger King.
Really? Has she ever?
No, not
like?
Yet, but I'm.
She hasn't.
Coming.
She hasn't had you take her on a clandestine trip to to the King or the Clown.
No, not yet. Not yet. The King's calling her name now.
Shane.
Yes, sir.
Eat delicious dead animal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Many times.
Of these cheating vegetarians and vegans, 18% say they do it occasionally, 22% said rarely, and 26% said fairly often, and 34% said they eat meat every single time that they go out drinking.
Vegans.
Yeah. Every single time.
Every single
time. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think is the delicious dead animal that makes them fall off the wagon?
Do you have the answer to this, or are we just speculating here?
Yeah, just take a couple of guesses. I may or may not have the answer.
Okay. Cow.
Yes. In at number one, burgers. And then bacon, and then fried chicken. Yeah, look at you go. Well, all right, you've done so well with the first three. I'm going to let you guess the last two. We've had burgers, bacon, and fried chicken. What are the last two things most likely to make vegetarians eat meat and cheat while they're drinking?
Let's spin the meat wheel.
It's amazing. You have a meat wheel there in the office just waiting.
Yeah, it's very cold in here, so it works out.
I don't know.
Shrimp?
I'm all out of guesses. Well, are we going fish?
No, fish. No. Sausage and kebabs. Kebabs. It's interesting. Now we have someone else from Great Britain in. I find myself I find myself slipping back into English vernacular occasionally, where I'm like kebabs as opposed to kebabs. There's just certain words that sound like they make more sense with an English accent. Like
tomato.
Well, you went for a delicious vegetable fruit that's good for you. I was thinking more of boobs. Because, like, in England, I picked up the expression, stone me, look at the jubblies on that. It means she's got a really nice rack. And that just doesn't work with an American accent. You can't be like, stone me, look at the jubblies on that. It doesn't roll off the tongue in the same pleasing way. But here's the thing, Funkhauser.
Yep.
Jubblies aside, your friend, your Canadian Jane girlfriend, will probably not admit it. The vast majority of the vegetarians who've copped to eating meat say that they usually keep it a secret and they don't tell anyone whatsoever.
Oh, okay. So I need to keep.
How long has she been vegan?
I don't know. A long time. A few years. Long enough to forget the taste of succulent, salty ground beef.
I mean, is it one of those things where, like, when you say a few years, is it just like 3 years ago she decided to be vegan, and now because of her whimsy, you now find yourself choking down the vile, disgusting weed known as kale on a regular basis, going, I love you, honey, and this is delicious. Like, I mean, for me to, like, submit to someone else's vegetarian menu, you need to have been a vegan for at least 10 years. 10 years is my cutoff point. Like, I will develop sensitivity toward your eating habits if you've been in the game for 10 years. Has it been 10 years, Funkhauser?
I think it's been about 10 years, sure.
Yeah,
she's good at that
case.
stuff.
In that case, kiss your bacon goodbye. Shane Smith, thank you so much for being a part of the show. This has been highly enjoyable and far and away the classiest edition of it of all time. Where can people tweet you again?
At Shane Irish Guy, ShaneIrishGuy.
Funkhauser, he said H instead of
H.